All right, we're about to step into one of the absolute darkest corners of the Warcraft universe, Scholomance. Now, this isn't just any old dungeon. It's a full-blown school dedicated to the art of necromancy, and it's run by some of the most fanatical followers of the Lich King you could ever imagine. This place is just dripping with some truly harrowing tales, and today, we're going to uncover its chilling story. But here's the thing that's truly unsettling about a place like Scholomance. It didn't start out this way. You see, the most terrifying places rarely just spring from pure evil. No, they often have these tragic, sometimes even hopeful origins. And the story of Scholomance? Well, it's a perfect, chilling example of that. So here's how we're going to make our way into the darkness. First up, we'll see how a luxurious mansion got twisted into a necropolis. Then we'll dig into the cursed fate of the family that's forever tied to these walls. After that, we are going inside the School of Evil for a tour you will definitely not forget. And to wrap it all up, we'll connect this whole fantasy to some real-world folklore that, well, it might just surprise you. Okay, so to really understand the darkness, we have to start with the light. Let's rewind the clock to a time before all the ghouls and ghosts, back when this place had a very, very different name. This was once the grand estate of Caer Darrow, and it was the incredibly opulent home of the Barov family. And when I say rich, I mean their wealth was almost unbelievable. We're not just talking about a mansion. These people owned entire towns, South Shore, Terran Mill, Brill. They had literally everything a mortal family could possibly want. But you know how these stories go. Immense wealth just wasn't enough. The one thing all their money couldn't buy was time. So their new obsession became immortality. And this is right where the necromancer Kalthuzed saw his opening. He comes to them with an offer, eternal life, so you can enjoy your riches forever. And the price? Oh, it's simple. Just their home, Caer Darrow, which he needed for, let's say, other purposes. The deal was struck, and just like that, the foundation was laid for a grand mansion to become a school of pure, unadulterated evil. Of course, a deal with a powerful necromancer, it's never going to end well for the mortal side of the bargain, is it? The true price of their immortality was far, far steeper than just their family home. And here's the cruelest part of the whole deal. The Barovs did get their wish. They actually achieved eternal life. But it was a classic Faustian bargain, complete with a terrible, ironic twist. They would live forever, just not in the way they'd ever imagined. Their new existence was just a twisted mockery of their old lives. Lord Alexei and Lady Alucia became ghostly agents of the Scourge, forever bound to the very home they gave away. And their daughter, Jandis, was transformed into a master of illusion, a spectral steward for all the blood being harvested within the school. They now haunt the very halls they once so proudly owned. And then you have the sons, Weldon and Alexei. And man, they are the perfect embodiment of the family's greed. Weldon actually managed to escape before the fall, while his brother Alexei was turned into one of the undead. But here's the thing, despite their completely different fates, they shared the exact same obsession, the deeds to the family lands. So both brothers, on opposite sides of the war, actually ask adventurers to do this same thing. Go into Scholomance, find the deeds, and, eliminate the competition. So now that we know the family's tragic fate, let's step inside. We're about to go on a tour of Scholomance, but our guides aren't going to be the monstrous faculty. No, they're the last victims to witness the mansion's fall from the inside. You see, the most vivid account we have of Caer Darrow's transformation comes from Ava and Lara's Sarkov. They were the head butlers of the Barov estate, and they were trapped inside as their home became a living nightmare. Their story is just one of pure horror. For 6 months, they hid, listening to the screams of their fellow servants as they were picked off one by one. When they were finally found, they were stripped down and magically imprisoned on a circle of blood. And there, they were subjected to the sadism of a man named Dr. Krasinov, the butcher, who used dark magic just to keep them conscious while he tested new plagues on their bodies. Once they were completely drained of life, he simply fed them to his ghouls. It's a testament to the absolute cruelty that it consumed the estate. But a school of evil isn't just about its victims. No, it needs teachers. And the faculty of Scholomance are some of the most twisted figures in the entire Scourge. So let's meet some of this esteemed faculty. First up, Marduk Blackpool, a death knight whose corrupted rune blade was so powerful that when it was lost in battle, it poisoned the very earth, leaving this massive infected scar on the land. Then there's Kurtnosis the Herald, a vicious gargoyle that was literally summoned by the innocent blood spilled by Dr. Krasnov. And finally, we've got the headmaster himself, the powerful lich Ras Frostwhisper, who is holding on to a very, very unusual secret.
Okay, so for this next part to make sense, you gotta understand how liches work. In most fantasy, a lich gets to be immortal by hiding their soul in an object, a phylactery. As long as that object is safe, the lich can't really be killed. I mean, you can destroy their body, but they'll just regenerate. To kill a lich for good, you have to destroy their phylactery.
But here's the twist. Ras Frostwhisper, the headmaster of this entire horrific school, doesn't have one. He breaks the #1 rule of being a lich. So how is he immortal?
Well, the only way to actually make him mortal is to confront him with a personal item from his past life, a keepsake of remembrance. This little relic forces him back into his ghostly human form, and that's what makes him vulnerable to being destroyed for good. It's a surprisingly poetic weakness for such a monstrous being, don't you think?
We've explored the family, the victims, and the villains, but the story, it doesn't end there. The final chapter of Shalomans actually takes us out of the game and into our own world.
What if I told you that the whole idea of a school for dark magic named Scholomance wasn't just dreamed up by game developers, but it's actually rooted in centuries-old folklore?
It's true. The name and the whole concept are pulled directly from Romanian folklore. The Shalomance was a legendary school of black magic, and it was said to be located somewhere deep in the mountains near Transylvania. And the details of this legendary school are just fascinating. The headmaster? It was said to be the devil himself. The curriculum included learning to speak with animals, how to control the weather, and even how to ride dragons. A school of dark arts, a malevolent master, students wielding immense power. Yeah, the parallels are pretty striking. And this connection really brings up a fascinating final point. The story of Scholomance isn't just a fantasy tale, it's a modern echo of these ancient fears and legends. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other myths, how many other pieces of our own history are hidden just beneath the surface of the worlds we love to play in?